Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kim, aka the Booker Harlot, because I love all things Booker Prize related. Now, for this video, I thought I would share with you some of the books that I hauled in July, as well as a sort of July wrap up in terms of what I read, how I felt about it, what's going on with my reading life. Now, it is mid-August, I realize that, but better late than never. And I hesitated in making this video for certain very, very silly reasons, and this clip will explain it all. Kukum by Michelle Jean, and it's a bestseller from Quebec. Mild Virgo from Fitzcarraldo Editions by Miko Kanai, translated by Polly Barton. Some Maintenance Required by Marie Renee Lavoie. And an advanced reading copy of The Box by Mandy Suzanne Wong, coming out in September of 2023. All right. So yes, in the month of July, I hauled a total of 4 books. Now, let me explain to you where these books come from. So the first 3 are a House of Anansi subscription that I support a Canadian press, and they send me certain choices of all Canadian writers, and one is actually an advanced reading copy coming out in September of 2023, and look at this stunning cover. And I don't think I said in the clip that this is translated by Susan Orou, I believe it's how it's pronounced. And they provide interesting choices, and I love to support independent presses, especially ones from my own country. Now, the other one that I hauled was from a press that I absolutely adored, which is Fitzcarraldo Editions. And sadly, this is the last book in my subscription. They are UK press. I'm in Canada. It is very, very expensive to bring over books, and I get that and I understand that, but last year they had a sale for their subscriptions, and I happily hopped on board, although it was a bit of an expense for me. So I will be looking out for their sales in the future. And let me show you. This is going to take some doing. This is all of the books that I have purchased from them via their subscription, but also I purchased independently as well. They are a lovely, lovely press. I don't think I have ever been disappointed in anything that they have put out. They support a lot of writers in translation, and they always have really, really interesting choices. So I always look forward to a package in the mail from them. Now, in terms of July, I had a bit of a wonky month. I only read 4 books, which I normally read about 8 to 12, including listening to audiobooks because I do a lot of driving during the week for work. So I got into a bit of a funk after the Women's Prize winner was announced, and I decided to have sort of a reading reset. So I went to 2 of the French authors, Tanya French and Nikki French, who is a husband and wife writing duo, and they sort of do some of my favorite mysteries, and I just really needed something to sink my teeth into, something that I was already familiar with the characters, and just be taken away into the magic of books, because books are magic. But I needed a sort of break from all the sort of heavy-handed literary books, which are fantastic and I love, and I look forward to all book seasons, but I just needed a reset. So I read Tanya French In the Woods, which is the first book in this series, and I had already read the second book, The Likeness, and this is part of the Dublin Murder series. And I really, really enjoyed that. And I also listened to Blue Monday by Nikki French, and it is the first of the Frida Kahlo series, and it was narrated by Beth Chalmers, and it was absolutely charming. And because it was a reread, I thought it was very interesting how I was still learning new things about the characters, and certain things that I didn't pick up on before, I now picked up on because I knew the story, and I knew how. I've read every single one of the 8 books. I know how it ends. I know where the characters go to. And I really thought, oh, maybe that's not going to be the best, because how do you reread a mystery where you know all the twists and turns? But it was really, really good, and I will continue to reread and listen to that series. Now, the next book I read was Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame Ajay Brenha, and this book blew me away. I was absolutely stunned by it. I couldn't put it down. I was amazed with what I read. Please go out and read this book. Highly recommend. And then I read Yellowface by R.F. Kwan, narrated by Helen Laser. And I did not get along with that book at all, for reasons you can watch in a different vlog. But after that, it was mid-July. I had read 4 books. I still had another 4 to 8 to go for my reading life. But the Booker put off their announcement for 2 weeks. And during that 2 weeks, I was so incredibly grumpy. Every time I turned on an audiobook, I turned it off. Every time I brought a book with me to read, I would end up scrolling through social media because I just wanted to be reading Booker. Anyways, so that is my July reading. And if you ever want to know about the books that I hauled from the library, I only hauled 2 this month, and that was because I anticipated them being on the Booker long list. And that is The New Life by Tom Crew, which I haven't read yet. I do want to read, but I am not going to get to because it is Booker season. So this is another reason why this is a very silly video. And I also hauled Hungry Ghost by Kevin Jared Hussein. These are both library books, and I thought this was going to make the Booker as well. So let me know in the comments below if you would like me to continue doing these July or monthly hauls and wrap-ups. I very much absolutely would do them if that's something that you want to see. I watch book hauls and wrap-ups because I like to see all of the books that the bigger booktubers have, like all of the proofs and the interesting covers from different countries. But I am not big enough to be having publishers send me books, nor do I have a big enough book budget. Sorry, honey. To be hauling a whole bunch of books. The exception is the Booker Prize, which I have a very specific book budget for, as well as the International Booker and the Women's Prize. But I do try to get as much as I can from my local library, which is fantastic. And I am very grateful that I am at a point in my life where I can have a book budget. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe and leave your comments below. I would love to know if you want me to continue to do these. And I will leave you with a lovely clip of the sunset over our lake this morning. Bye.